Boom. Recording.
Hello. Noah here.
Hello, Crazalu here. And
Wait,
welcome
what?
back to And welcome back to Danganronpa Another One. Last time we left off, we investigated a bunch of different places. I crashed out. Kraz crashed out. We all crashed out at Ray because she was being so annoying.
No, you two crashed out at Ray. Net and I were having the times of our lives.
So, Noah, I do have a request.
What's your request?
Can you, pull up my screen share and just read it wrong? Because I have a really funny idea, but I couldn't have the soundboards in time.
What'd you say?
Just pull up my screen share and make sure you have it unmuted.
Okay, yeah, I see it.
Just continue onwards.
Okay. I mean, I'm not going to see what you're screen sharing, so...
You only need to hear it.
Okay, all right.
No.
Would you like me to begin the class trial, or...
Sure, yeah. Go ahead.
What the hell are you about to pull up?
Just start it.
Alright. Here we go.
Class trial.
All rise!
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But
Thank you.
if you
Should someone
pick the
else
wrong
take over Monokuma's lines to
then
give
I'll
Noah a
punish
break?
everyone
I could do
besides
it.
the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
This is
You want me to
giving
give it a
enough
shot?
This is giving me enough of a break, alright?
Okay.
Oh, I can just do this
One
one.
of us, right?
Wait, no. One of us is the,
Tomato!
the culprit who killed Kyoka?
Of course.
Wait, how are you... Wait.
It's just the same!
By the way, this isn't auto-scrolling, is it?
No,
The video is, but not the...
No,
Okay,
I'm manually pressing the button, so...
Okay.
Alright, well, your break is over, because I think we're going off script now.
No way! I have to be in the same place as a real murderer? I can't do that!
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
I know it's hard, but it's a must. We need to uncover the truth behind this case.
Here's the truth.
And ultimately, reveal the culprit's identity.
It's not
Wait, hold on. What's that?
Oh my god, we're going through this again.
We always got to at the start of every...
That picture of Kyoka. I don't see why you're complaining. I mean, it's part of... It's just a part of the story.
I'd feel awful if they got left out just because they died. Friendship penetrates even death's barrier.
Wait, are you just playing the,
He's just playing the basic dialogue from the first case.
Oh, okay, nice. Oh, that's
Okay,
actually
I mean-
too handy.
I can take over this guy when he's angry, if you want, Noah.
Please take him. I don't want to.
Okay. Hey! Let me ask you something just in case! It's crucial that we know this for the trial! This is really important, so prepare an answer, dumbass!
Oh,
Can there be accomplices in the... Oh my god. Okay. Can there be accomplices in this in the case? That will determine the entire course of our discussion!
Raz, you are working overtime, having to voice so many screamy, shouty characters.
I mean, he gets Mikako too, so it balances out.
yeah.
You're right.
I just get to take a break there.
Really important? Why, sure, I can tell you that. Now, accomplices in murder may exist. However, no matter how many accomplices there are, only the one who committed murder graduates.
I see. There would be no merit for the accomplice.
Oh shoot, they won't be able to fight the VP.
Also, this is not canon, but I just really want to do this.
Good grief! Enough already! No, okay? There are no accomplices in this case!
Well, we don't know that for sure
Did
yet.
I say that out loud?
We don't know that for sure yet.
I could be gaslighting! Kakeru, he really looks like a different person.
He kind of sounds different too. I wonder why.
That'll do for the preamble.
Oh my,
Let's get
that is
started
a line.
then.
I'm not gonna find it, but that is literally a line in the trial!
First up is the case summary. Now let the debate begin.
I wonder how the gameplay is going to be for this. I haven't really thought about it that much.
You'll see.
Let's continue to not think about it.
You're about to find out.
The class trial. When Monokuma first mentioned it in the gym, I thought none of us would commit murder. And a class
Bro's
trial would
mouth
never
is like
happen.
non-existent.
That's...
Yeah, it's kind of faded, unfortunately.
Faded with
That's-
time, apparently.
That's why I
And
didn't
his eyes
think
are
to...
very close together.
That's... Damn it, now I'm always going to see that. Why'd you have to bring that up?
He's cross-eyed.
That's why I didn't think too deep about this.
I'm staring at you, player.
But it really
He's been
started-
looking at a stereoscope.
What the fuck? Is this Ace Attorney? Wait, I just realized this is Ace Attorney. They have parentheses in his thoughts.
But it really started. The trial to find Kyoka's killer. If we fail to reveal the culprit in this trial, we'll be...
Killed!
No, I can't let that happen. I have to do this not only for me, but for everyone else too. To find out what really happened, and to reach the ultimate truth. I must do this with all my might.
Yes,
Yes,
please.
yes,
Oh my god,
please.
yes. In non-stop debates, you need to be on the lookout for contradictions in your fellow students' statements and refute them with a truth bullet. You can fire a truth bullet by moving the red crosshair with the text marked in yellow and pressing Hold it! A set of truth bullets taken from the hit list you obtained during the investigation will be given you for each discussion topic. You must select the right truth bullet to refute the contradiction with facts and logic. Press okay, well I guess you swap the keyboard. Press Shift to change the selected truth bullet. Use disabling a truth bullet at the wrong place or deplete your influence gauge. Heart emoji. Complete depletion of the influence gauge will result in a game over, so please do be careful. You may skip through lines by pressing the right arrow on the bottom right. Ah!
The right?
Wow, spinning! Holy shit!
So, I mean, if you want to stick to the controller, now would probably be a good time to experiment with that.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
Let's start with the basic view. Like it was the curriculum.
Oh, what the hell? Why is it moving on its own? What the?
Because that's how
I think it's
non-stop debates
simulate.
work.
I mean, that is how non-stop debates work. There's no
Yeah,
It's not gonna...
I guess it is.
Fresh from the thing by your neck.
But who could have done such a terrible thing? Look, see, I still can't believe that a real murder happened here. I mean, this is ridiculous. Kyoka hanged herself and died by choking. How's that a murder?
What could possibly be...
Well, it certainly looks like a suicide at first sight.
As usual, even though everyone else is more talented, we gotta be the person to steer them all.
Is this really free?
I think I'm gonna switch to the keyboard for this section.
Alright.
You didn't figure out the
Maybe-
button?
Well, we only have one
It's
truth
not-
bullet
it's
right now,
not-
so I think what I'll do is I'll just try to aim for it and just shoot it, and then we'll see how that works. There was a rope around Kyoka's neck, but that wasn't her cause of death. It was even specified by that file. That'll prove Kyoka didn't kill herself.
What?
What was that?
That was your
Plus-
number of stars depleting. You can only cycle through this dialogue so many times.
What? Oh, yeah, 'cause
Okay.
it's a time limit.
I guess that's how they introduced the time penalty. Okay.
That's
Also,
right.
just do the right arrow thing, Nick. Nick? Noah!
Her neck? Her neck?
No, like click the right arrow to go next. Remember? I have to go
Yeah,
through this every
because
time.
there's not really any... There's no, like,
How
red...
did you
There's no...
get the FPS on screen?
Because, like, the thing doesn't move. The reticle doesn't move, so...
No, that's wrong! Or,
I don't know how-
She got
No,
it.
that's wrong.
I have no idea how I got the FPS on
you,
screen.
that's wrong. 20 points? 30 points? 35? We're getting graded? Fuck!
I don't know how to get
that is how it worked in the original.
How do I get that
Wait,
out
check
there?
check the settings, maybe, then you figure out what buttons are what.
Just start hitting
Leave.
buttons until it goes away.
Wait,
there it is.
Wait, no
Yeah.
FPS.
Wait, should we have that on?
There we go.
There we go.
Wait, check the
That's-
inputs. Maybe we can figure out what shift is.
That's a good point, actually.
Key button mapping? No, key button mapping. Game? Game? Okay, we have to see which one's shift. Left, right, joy, Y. Y. It's Y.
Okay. Cool. That's wrong,
So it's
Teruya.
Y to shoot.
No, it's Y to switch the bullets.
Oh.
YMCA.
That's wrong, Teruya. Kyoka didn't choke to death.
I would certainly hope she didn't choke
Choke
herself.
to death? Then how'd you explain the rope around her neck?
The Monokuma file.
It's the
Did you read it?
Monokuma file!
It clearly states Kyoka's cause of death. Look, it says here, the victim is Kyoka Maki. The estimated time of death is around 6 a.m. The body was discovered hanging in the girls' restroom of the student dormitory.
You really
Cause
didn't
of death
need all
is-
this.
Yeah. See?
No, I just meant more so
File.
for Yuki.
Kyoka didn't die due to choking. Her real cause of death is the contusion on her occiput, the back of her head.
When the lawyer couldn't tell him that?
Yeah, but can we really trust that thing? I don't know if I can really trust something from that old jerk Monokuma.
Hey, I'm right here, you know!
What? Are you questioning my credibility? Oh, kids these days, they just love to judge a file by its cover. Listen, I do not tell any lies regarding the trial. I believe in fair trial more than anyone else, even more than the lawyer over there.
Unless it's Danganronpa 1 Case 5!
Don't worry, Mr. Otori. I can back up the credibility of the information.
Or if it's Danganronpa V3 Case 1!
Oh, almost everything on the Monokuma file is true. I'll guarantee you as a physician.
So, if Kyoka died from contusion on her occiput, someone must have hit her from the back, right? That's a... Teruya died!
Okay, she didn't kill herself, and another person killed her. I guess this really is murder. Nabbit.
Dang nabbit.
Well, duh! Don't reckon that it's suicide just because you're late to go through the trial! Our lives are at stake here!
Let us not waste our energy in pointless insults.
It's already stated in the Monokuma file, but to add on my personal commentary, Kyoka's injury was very severe. The strike went through her skull and made a large depression on her head.
Oh, that's where my depression comes from. I got hit on the back of the head.
Bruh. Bruh. Inferring from this, she probably died an instant death.
Alright, well,
Preferably
that's
she
good.
doesn't
That's-
die, but
that's
thank
good
God.
At least.
What a devastating incident.
Really?
Shouldn't have happened.
We can put those commentaries aside.
Sorry.
We can put those commentaries aside and talk
Take
about
that, reaction
actually-
channels.
Oh, brother, this guy
You guy
stinks!
We can put those commentaries aside and talk about what actually matters. If the injury was that severe, a hard object must have been used to strike
Oh,
her head.
I'm sorry, Ray. I thought you solved the whole case already. Why are you talking to us?
Oh, I thought you weren't gonna help, Ray. What was that? What was that about not helping? Huh?
The murder weapon, you mean? I expected someone would bring that up around this time. Now, what was I'll talk about the weapon used to deliver the fatal blow to Kyoka?
If Kyoka didn't kill herself, a blunt object other than the rope must have been used as a weapon. Let's delve into that some more. The murder weapon that struck Kyoka's head. We need to find out what it was.
Make
Make your argument.
your argument while spinning. Bloody hammer!
Well, this one's pretty easy.
Oh my god, stop spinning.
Never.
The culprit must have hit her head with a blunt object! Wait, don't tell me he seriously didn't see the murder weapon. Are you fucking for real? Oh, right, my bad. What kind of object is the weapon?
The strike on Kyoko's head was clearly deep enough to create a depression on her skull. Something that's able to cause an injury like that. Perhaps a long object like a bat?
No, that's wrong! I don't know. What could it be? Could it be the single truth bullet that Yuki has right now?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
I bet it was a metal pipe!
I bet it
I
was
was just referencing an actual thing from a Case 2. THH. I didn't mean to, like, trigger that.
While the wound itself was very large, the size of the weapon wouldn't have mattered that much. And I think that man.
That
I
man.
found from the book was most likely.
Man?
That man.
That man.
That man. The culprit must have hit her head with a blunt object!
Hey, press.
That should be the weapon! So why? Or were we just not on it?
Press the
Let's go here.
Objection!
Did that count?
It did.
Yes.
He objected. Did you not hear it? Okay, it's probably more of an Apollo objection. Let's go! Wait, no, we're still getting B's. Fuck!
Ayame, that can't be right. In fact, I discovered this from the dormitory's garbage dump. I don't know how Kakeru didn't see it, but...
Take that!
Is that?
Yes, the bullet
It's
that
a
killed
hammer.
Gregory.
It's a... Is that the VL6 bullet in my chicken sandwich?
No!
Neither of you are gonna get that reference. If you...
All right.
It's a hammer, a justice hammer, in fact, a small one you can easily hold with one hand.
I think I know what the murder weapon is. Is that what the culprit used to attack Kyoko? The DL6 bullet?
Apparently. It apparently has blood on it, so it must be the weapon. The fact it was found at the garbage dump indicates the culprit attempted to get rid of it.
How did you even find that at the dump?
I have eyes.
But can that tiny hammer really kill a person?
Yes.
Wow!
Wanna try if you're curious?
Okay, you know what? That line is funny. That line is funny. That line is funny.
Awesome.
No thanks, I'm fine.
Regardless of the size, a hammer is made of metal. With enough force at the right angle, killing a person in a single blow
Easy
is
as
not
fuck.
entirely impossible.
Sorry, I just have to do it. Sum it up! The culprit murdered Kyoko and once in the hammer stuck in the back! Then anger!
That's your one usage, alright? That's your one usage of the
What?
objection theme. That's your one
We didn't
usage.
agree to what?
We're getting into it now. That's your one usage.
Can it apply after now?
Yes, you get one usage after this point.
Alright. But, isn't it Doctor Strange? The killer just wanted to murder Kyoko, then why did they hang the body? Even if it was to cover up her real cause of death, the bruises and the bloodstains are still there. You can see that it's a murder right away. I still think it
You
was just
can?
like...
I thought it was suicide before Yuki told us.
I mean, I still think that it's because...
Wow! Okay, I'm just gonna...
I was
stop.
trying to say something, Ray! I was gonna say that I think that we're under the assumption they're trying to make it look like a hanging when they were just trying to move the body from somewhere.
That's because you're a helpless idiot.
Shut up!
Miss Lucky's body didn't look typical of people who hang themselves in the first place. Too unnatural if it was meant to be framed as suicide.
Too
Oh, no.
unnatural.
Our
Have a
health bar is
health bar.
appearing.
Yeah, it did look slightly different from a typical suicide by hanging. It looked unnatural because
Oh, choices.
Kyoko wasn't hanging in the air. Oh no, the rope was too loose.
I mean, they both work.
Yeah,
I think both of these
Oh,
work, but I think the
all
rope
of
was
them
too
work.
loose.
All of them work.
No, this doesn't sound right.
Aw,
Let's focus
damn
on
it.
If the culprit wanted to disguise this, the body should have looked different. Okay,
No, oh, wait. I lost focus?
yeah,
I got it!
got it. Kanata, do you mean the body looked unnatural because it wasn't hanging in the air despite the rope being tied on her?
Oh, wait.
Yes. Yes, that is correct. Don't you think so?
Oh, wrong. Sorry, was close.
I got zero ideas about all this.
It turned Australian.
Oh, fuck
I
my...
had to.
Oh my god! Ray!
Ow!
Idiots. You don't know how people die from hanging. They usually tie a rope in the air, stand on a chair or a similar object, and kick it off as they hang themselves.
Ray, do you want to do a physical demonstration for us?
Yeah, please.
That way,
And you
there
have
is
sure. I'll need an assistant.
that way.
The underwater hanging trick!
That way, there is nothing
Batman?
to step on, and eventually they are choked by gravity to death.
Ray, can you give a physical demonstration? I'm not sure if I'm understanding it. I'm a visual learner.
I'm a visual learner.
I get it! Yuki committed suicide. Her body has to hang down in the air!
But Kyoko's body was down on the floor even with the rope hung around her neck.
Ugh.
What's the point?
I hate Ray a lot.
It sure is weird. Why did the culprit hang Kyoko's body then?
It's simple. There are two possible explanations.
I thought you said you weren't going to help us, Ray? I thought you said you weren't going to help us? Okay,
Honestly, no,
whatever.
it's not, I don't even care about that. It's just the fact that she's so annoying. So,
She's just
she's
so-
so
But she's not,
condescending.
I mean, I feel like
She's
she
so
isn't even.
condescending.
I mean, I feel like this particular line isn't egregious. I'm starting to think that you just hate whenever she opens her mouth.
Honestly, 80% of the things she says are just not helpful in the slightest.
It's simple. There are two possible explanations.
And also, what Noah said.
The culprit either had a reason to do it, or would swear to God stupid.
Yeah. the culprit is a fucking idiot?
Aw, bruh.
That's cruel.
Did that mean known as the culprit?
What? Where did that come from?
I'm sorry, I meant Haru.
Hey, she said the culprit is stupid. Not that a stupid person is the culprit.
But you agree you're stupid.
Surprisingly observant of him, to be honest.
You didn't deny that he's stupid. God. Are you just waiting for it, Noah?
Yep.
I wasn't gonna do it, but now that you're waiting for it.
And anyway, there is no way the culprit hanged her without thinking. There has to be a reason.
What is that reason? That this had to happen?
To talk about that, we have to discuss the culprit first.
The culprit? There's no need to repeat that! Revealing the identity of the culprit is the ultimate object of this trial, after all. Object? You mean like...
Objection!
So let us discuss about the culprit like Tsurugi said!
Wow.
Dude.
But who is the real killer? I have no idea.
Me neither. How could there be a murderer among us? I can't even imagine who.
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm a murderer.
Hey! They were already narrowed down to half, to be honest.
What makes you say that?
Among Us. Duh! Use your brain! Kyoko's body was found in the girl's restroom and hanged by a rope. Not really hanged, but... Shouldn't the killer be one of the girls? What?
Hey, he has a point.
Exactly. For example, Kizuna could be the killer. She didn't speak up once since the beginning of the trial. Or Miss Dark Circles over there.
Dark circle. That's crazy.
Or Miss Elena.
Oh my god.
That's a long one.
That's a lot of ellipses. That's a lot of Dippin' Dots.
He said Dippin' Dots, not Taco Bell, you dingus.
What was the culprit?
That's nonsense! I have no reason to commit murder!
You literally have a reason to commit murder.
Why are you so quiet? Tell us. Wait, hella sus? You mean it's sussy suspicious? Sorry.
Mitsuhiro is quite literally an Among Us player.
There he is. He's so Among Us.
He is, actually.
Sorry. I'm responding to someone.
Dark circle's always like that, but not you.
Wait, no!
Sorry, bro.
It's hella suspicious.
Shut up! I'm just trying to avoid talking with dirty killers.
Brother.
Miss Tomori, please don't call us killers. There's only one culprit. Monokuma said accomplices have no merit.
Please don't call us killers. We haven't killed anyone yet.
Don't view us like that. Hell no! Kyoko's already dead. It can be anyone next time.
Next time?
On Dragon Ball Z?
I can't die here.
You sound a lot similar to someone in a certain Danganronpa. Do you know that unnecessary overreaction makes you look even more?
Right,
No,
can we move down the Among Us stuff? I feel like we're getting sidetracked.
Yeah.
being accused of murder, anyone would overreact to that, man. Shut up, Higa! How dare you spit out nonsense! The killer's a girl because the body was in the girl's restroom?
Actually, pretty sound logic. No, that's...
It's not like we have rules here. Guys can certainly enter it too.
Kizuna, you sound like a different person today. Why are you calling him by his last name?
What?
Huh.
She's not the killer, y'all. Come on. I guess her mask slipped.
It's impossible for a man to enter the woman's restroom. That might have been a possibility in the real world, but this place has a rule that forbids it. Am I right, Monokuma?
Nope.
Ah, teacher's pet. Bingo! A man entering the women's restroom is considered a form of indecency and will be punished by a shower of bullets from the machine guns. The same goes for the opposite case. This applies to not only the restrooms, but also the locker rooms and bathhouse that will be unlocked soon, after this trial. Let's bear that in mind!
It's true. Monokuma warned us when we found Kyoko's body and tried to step in.
Actually, no, that's Tsurugi. Come on! It's a matter of common sense that guys can never commit murder in the girl's restroom!
Okay.
Ugh.
Ugh.
It wasn't me. Why would I, of all people, commit a murder? I'm not a criminal. If anyone is, it's that creepy bitch.
Bitch.
Wow. Wow.
If
Real
Mitsuhiro is right, that means the culprits is either Akane, Mekaru, Kanata, Ayame, Kizuna, Satsuki, or Mikako.
I'm telling you, it's gonna be one of the guys. No! I'm not the culprit! Satsuki! Never ever! Killed anyone!
Yeah, if the killer is one of the girls,
That's
who
so
else can it
girl
be?
boss.
Who else can it be besides her? Don't you agree, Ray Mekaru?
Yes! I mean, I know it's not her, but yes!
Ha! What's she even talking about? Don't pull my leg.
Pulls leg. Ah!
Weren't you late when the body was discovered? Everyone was there except for you. If you're not the culprit, why did you come late? Is that all you have? I told you back then. I was late because I was investigating at the main entrance. Nobody believes you! You have no evidence!
Well, surely. Feels a bit sus. I'm not trying to jump to conclusions, but you did come late. Mekaru, can you prove what you said?
If you need proof for something as simple as this, it would be better for you to die here,
What?
airhead.
Jesus.
Go!
Jesus Christ.
Ha! Trying to back out? Gotcha!
Gotcha!
There you go. We found the answer! This bitch is the killer!
Hold on now. I suggest that we think about this some more.
Coming late to the scene is sure to draw some suspicion, but would it also mean that Mekaru is the culprit? No, that's impossible. I know that Mekaru really was at the entrance hall to investigate, as much as it pains me to say this. There was evidence pointing to her innocence. It was...
Take that!
Hold on. Mekaru is innocent. As much as it pains me, she's fucking innocent. I hate this. She really was at the entrance to investigate at that time.
Yeah, but is she the ancient fucking dragon?
That's a deep cut.
No, she's the master.
How can you be sure? Did you see it yourself?
No, but... Kakeru, you know it, right? Mekaru's innocence.
You said it, Ryuki! Listen up, fellas. Ray Mekaru is innocent! I, Kakeru Yamaguchi, am the Mafia boss and the witness!
I'm the Prince of all Saiyans.
Are you like making a Yakuza reference there, or what?
Absolutely.
Mr. Yamaguchi, is there something you know about this?
I just have ultimate belief in my clients. I woke up around 6 a.m. with an urge to go to the restroom. As I was heading there, I encountered Mekaru. She said she was going to investigate the school wing and walked away. Next time I saw her was after the murder occurred. Which means Mekaru is innocent!
Holy shit!
Beautiful.
Did you hear what he's saying? Satsuki seems to logic, but can't understand the things of all that shouting.
Basically, he saw Mekaru heading toward the school in the morning. Which proves Mekaru's claim.
Wait, but the body discovery announcement was at 8 a.m. Oh, no, never mind. Was at 8 o'clock. There's 2 hours in between the time you saw her and the murder. 2 whole hours. How does that prove her innocence?
Kizuna, think about the time again. It's true that Mekaru didn't show up until after we found the body, but Kyoka's estimated time of death was 6 a.m.
Okay,
words-
but Yuki, did you consider that back then, time had no name?
Back before time had a name. The first Spinjitzu master. It's impossible for Mekaru to have murdered Kyoka since he went to the school wing at 6 o'clock.
Because there's
Sure,
no Spinjitzu Master?
Sure, she could have turned back. The Spinjitzu master could have done it, though. Sure, she could have turned back as soon as Kakeru went back into his room, but there wouldn't be enough time for her to hang Kyoka's body or throw away the hammer.
She
This
definitely
is the
will.
reason. This is the reason why I'm saying Mekaru is innocent. I really don't
As
want to
much
say
as I
that
wanna
she's
hate
innocent, but I have
myself for
to.
this. What?
Okay, alright.
No, that's wrong!
You know, I haven't watched most of Ninjago, but like, if someone actually tried to write a fangan around that, how would you? What direction would you even take it? Like, there's so many different ways you could.
I mean, they kind of did that with Tournament of Elements, but nobody actually died during that, so... Well, no. I think some people did die during that. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Anyways, Rebuttal Showdown. Oh my god.
Wrong! There's not enough to say she's innocent.
You got that right, honey.
Why? We even have a witness. Kakeru.
No! There's a hole in your argument!
I see 3-year arguments!
I'm sorry, you, but I've got to make this rebuttal. That's the only way to make that Four Eyes admit her crime and end this stupid trial! Also,
I really hope we can't break her argument.
Also, Kizuna, here's hoping you are not the victim of the second case, because we saw that happen with Mahiru and Ryoma. Let's see if this game
Honestly,
breaks the
I'm
mold.
sort of thinking it's gonna be the lawyer guy.
We'll see.
Die in second case. I could see that happening, especially with how his personality has shifted a bit.
Rebuttal Showdown is a one-on-one debate with a political opponent who disagrees with you. Your opponent will put forward their argument and continuously on you. Press confirm to slash the opponent's words. We'll cut through your words! So you can refute text marked in yellow by pressing Y. MCA. No?
I'm just confirming this with my eyes and my brain. I'm slow.
You can switch your truth blade with the left, and I'm guessing that's D-pad. See the left and right D-pad. Use the right truth blade at the right contradiction. Dun 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 dun. As you did in non-stop debates. The Y button won't work at non-yellow text, and pressing confirm, or I don't know what that is actually, will slash arguments in the order they were set. You can't. All arguments will go down with a single slash. Your influence gauge, heart emoji, will take damage if you read the wrong argument. Your focus gauge, star emoji, will take damage if you fail to completely strike down a piece of white text. The warning, if you have zero focus and you fail to strike down the white text, your influence gauge will take damage instead.
Oh god. Okay, good, we only have one. That makes this easier.
Kyoka died around 6 a.m. I know that. And yeah, Kakeru and Mekaru met around 6 a.m. too, but who do you said had to murder someone night right in front of that person? Mekaru could have killed her remotely from some other place.
Shit.
Oh, what?
Oh, awesome.
Oh, wait, wrong button.
Objection!
I was trying to click objection.
I did it.
All right, there's your one use. Good job,
No,
Noah.
that was an accident! That doesn't count!
Monokuma would say, accident or not.
Yeah, except I don't think that was Monokuma. Literally, I mean. Not, I know he voices him.
Kizuna, it's impossible to kill Kyoka remotely.
This feels like the wrong music.
How come? Oh, it's the right music for you because the suspicion's gonna be moved away from your girl. How come? I told you!
Well, technically it's possible, but it's not the answer for this case. And it's because her body was too clean.
There it is.
The body was too clean?
Mr. Clean came and
But
cleaned that.
there were no drugs on it?
Remember how Kyoka's body looked like? Let's pull up the CG again. Kyoka's head did have a large bruise and was all sticky with blood, but that was it. The blood under her hair didn't even flow very far. Her clothes were clean too. Isn't it strange? A bruise that's severe enough to create a dent on her head, but not a single drop of blood got on her clothes? There's only one reason for this.
The killer wiped off the blood at the same time Kyoka died.
Yes, I agree with Yuki. I was wondering the same thing while I examined the body.
But can you stop bleeding from a wound that big just by wiping it a few times? My nosebleeds never stopped that easily when I tried to wipe them off. Oh, more Zeridium lore. Sometimes what I'll do with nosebleed is, I'll take, like, whatever's on hand, like, whether it's a paper towel or a tissue, and, like, twist up the corner of it, and then just stick it up my nose. And usually that helps stop the bleeding for a while.
Yep.
Noah lore. I once had a physics presentation and I had a nosebleed right in the middle of it, and I had to go to the bathroom, and it was really embarrassing.
What?
But luckily,
I'm so sorry.
but luckily, some very nice guys were in the bathroom and they helped me out. They brought me some paper towels, so.
Ooh,
Awesome.
sounds rough.
No, a friendly guy here.
It doesn't take long for blood to coagulate in room temperature.
Oh, I go, what?
A nosebleed is from an injury inside the nose, but Miss Maki's bruise was directly exposed to the air. About 5 minutes of pressure would have been enough to stop her bleeding.
This is a moment I really like, because, like, this is how you know that the writer, like, really did their research on this stuff.
Yeah.
Indeed. And Miss Maki likely died an instant death, so the actual amount of bleeding might not have been much due to lack of circulation.
Huh? If the culprit wiped it off as soon as Kyoka died.
Right. If the culprit killed Kyoka remotely from a distance like Kizuna suggested, Kyoka's body would have been covered with blood by the time they go to wipe it off. Also, they'd have to risk the blood getting on her clothes when there is no way to wash it off.
You mean that Ray couldn't
What do you
have
think,
done it?
Kizuna? Anything left for you to say?
Ray couldn't have done it? This is the worst day of my life!
As Nayura Samadhi would say, let it go and move on.
Fuck you, Naira!
I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear that man's words.
I know.
Objection!
Shut up!
Ugh. Well, why?
Gab!
Why are you siding with your eyes?
Wham,
I
wham,
don't
wham,
want
wham,
to.
wham, 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 wham. I don't care. All right.
This is what, no, you sound like
Oh, just right.
Wham. I wasn't really siding with Mekaru. Honestly, I don't want to side with her, but she's innocent.
Unfortunately, girl.
True. Why would Useless stand up for me in the first place? I don't care what you think of me, but don't use it to justify framing someone else in a trial. If we choose the wrong person based off of your petty emotions, everyone here is going to die.
Oh, you're talking about petty. You're talking about petty. Okay. All right.
Did you still not understand the rule of this place? Fine, do whatever you want.
Yes! Mekaru fully proven innocent! Is everyone clear on that?
Why are we suddenly talking about Mekaru, though?
Because she's gay.
What?
If I remember correctly,
Bro.
she faced our suspicion after Mitsuhiro said the killer was among the girls.
What?
Mekaru, we apologize for suspecting you.
No, let's not do this. She doesn't deserve that.
Shrug it off. No matter how much contempt
Oh,
and how much you contempt and disdain me, I don't give a damn.
Gain 8 block, draw 1 card.
Mekaru! She has the Arby's. We have the guts.
Then we can safely assume that Mekaru and Kakeru have an alibi. Well, we already crossed out Kakeru.
We did?
Didn't you say the killer is a girl?
Oh, wait.
Hold on. Even if Four Eyes is innocent, I'm not gonna take that.
Yeah, only Phoenix can take that.
The killer cannot be a girl.
How?
How sexist much. But there's no other possibility! The killer had to be able to enter the girls' restroom. Who else other than the girls can enter the girls' restroom? Why are you so fussy if you're not the culprit? You feeling guilty or something?
I told you, I'm not the killer. I mean, it's just not fair. You can't assume me as the killer just because I'm a girl. And you don't even have solid reasoning.
How do you even know they're real? Oh, come on, if the rule that boys cannot enter the girls' restroom is not an acceptable reason, then what is?
The culprit is a girl. But is it really like that?
I'm gonna refill my drink, I'll get it back.
Alright.
This isn't good. We can't reach an agreement if we keep fighting.
Noah, do you have... Remind me, who do you have for your survivors?
Let me see.
Oh wait, I can check it.
I have Rei and Haruhiko and Yuki as my survivors.
Yep.
It's 3, eh?
Yep, just 3.
Alright. Well, if you think Ray's gonna survive, you better get used to her.
I kind of regret saying that she was gonna live, but I mean, if she's gonna be the Byakuya of this game, then I guess I have to accept that she's probably gonna live.
Well, or like I said, pray to Atua, and maybe.
No,
I'm
not doing that.
Do you not like I take it you don't like Angie that much, Noah?
Hell no, I do not like her.
Fair enough. You're right.
Honestly, I think if Ray doesn't change at all and we don't get a reason for why, I think this game's gonna be like a B for me at best.
We'll see. And Zeridium, you probably could guess, but I adore Angie.
I wonder why.
I mean, I can definitely see why. It's just I feel like I mean, to be honest, she kind of falls into a similar problem a lot of characters in V3 do, which is that they kind of overemphasize the more repetitive parts of her, you know?
Yep.
Alright, anyway.
Waiting for you to come up with a plan!
There's no need. In fact, I'd highly encourage this sort of debate.
Oh.
Huh?
I see the current situation as a perfect chance for all of us to understand the culprit's strategy.
What do you mean? I was just fighting each other right now.
Think about why you were led to believe that the culprit is a woman. If you can figure that out, you'll be able to reach the answer from there on.
I hope I'm not jumping the gun here, but would you say that Tsurugi has has already cracked the case.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
And it's two contrasting styles. Ray's above it all, but Tsurugi is like, no, I'm not gonna tell you. But I will help you to. I want you guys to figure it out yourselves.
Yeah, whereas Ray won't really help unless, like, she's directly asked. Usually.
And Tsurugi knows he has a chance of dying.
Why did we come to think that the culprit is a girl? The body was in the girl's restroom for sure. Then is the culprit a girl, just like Mitch said?
You think it's Mitch?
I think we're still missing something critical.
We'll see.
Voice critical?
What's up, everybody?
I have to point that out.
Hey.
Heat up!
How far would you go for some updates on the internet? Anyway, that's about it. See ya.
Oh no! Nobody has to swap bullets! That was definitely one of the girls.
I said I'm not gonna take it!
I must say, it does sound convincing. The body was indeed discovered inside the women's restroom.
I like how it gives it just enough time to read out the line.
You didn't kill anyone?
Calm down. While the body was found in the women's restroom, you must consider that Kyoka's murder and the hanging occurred separately from one another.
But the murder still happened in the girl's restroom, right? The culprit must have murdered Kyoka inside the restroom and hanged her afterwards.
No, that's wrong.
It's impossible for guys to have done it when they're not allowed in the girl's restroom. I had to tilt my head for that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I had to.
I really hope I don't have to. I really hope there's nothing upside down.
That
Oh,
would be
God.
too cruel. That would be too cruel, man. I'm gonna have to... Looking at the sequence of events, it looks obvious that boys cannot be the culprit because of the rule preventing their entry to the girls' restroom. But I know there's a flaw to that logic thanks to that evidence I found. If the murder took place in the restroom, I wouldn't have found it in that man. Sorry, I mean that place.
Whoa!
What's the that man reference?
You know how Phoenix is never mentioned by name in the Edgeworth
Wait,
games?
what's the second bullet?
Oh, okay.
No, what's the second bullet?
The second bullet is
laundry
the
room.
laundry room bloodstain.
I think that's what we need to present then. Second to last statement, I'm pretty sure.
That one.
Shoot.
Got it. There we go.
Well, that was perfectly timed.
It was.
It sure was.
Now I understand.
Fuck a bee.
No, Haru, that's wrong.
Not true. What's not true?
We've been missing something.
Voice critical. What's up, everybody?
I'll cut to the chase. The culprit can certainly be a guy, too.
Huh? What you talking about?
What?
Could have gone to the girls' restroom, you know. How do you commit a murder in a place you can't even enter?
That doesn't matter. All this time, we thought the murder occurred in the girls' restroom since that's where the body was found. Where the murder
Well, to
actually
answer
happened...
Mitch's question... Sorry. Well, to answer Mitch's question with laser beams.
But where the murder actually happened was a totally different location.
Huh? What you mean? The body was at the girls' restroom.
Why does it?
Looks like everyone finally got it.
Got it!
That reminds me, the Monokuma file only stated where the body was discovered, not the place where the actual murder occurred.
A critical point indeed. We weren't paying attention to the real deal while being distracted by superficial things.
I'm always critical.
You should have seen it at your first glance.
Hey, hold on. If you're going to murder in the girls' restroom, Put the killer in another place, then move the body to the restroom. It can all be done by someone who's not a girl. How's that girl boss? Almost think of it, the other body was very close to the restroom entrance.
What voice
Feels like you went a little
transition was
chewy there.
that?
I'm
You sounded like
powering
Chewbacca.
up!
Bros.
It's over 9,000!
Then, was Kyoka murdered somewhere else? How did you
Yes,
reach that conclusion, Yuki?
She was called in the courtroom elevator.
I bet you had some kind of supporting evidence.
Yeah, in fact, I found a puddle of blood in the laundry room.
The laundry room? That place sounds so irrelevant!
Almost as irrelevant as you.
Wow! The blood stain says everything.
I think Ray must be rubbing off on me. My bad.
Nice. Kyokamaki was murdered in the laundry room. The laundry room? I have seen Miss Maki there a few times, but her time of death... Why did she go to the laundry room at 6 a.m. in the morning?
I believe I can answer that one. Yeah, I know she was an early bird, but I don't think she'd get up that early.
The reason Kyoka headed to the laundry room. Didn't I find something that can answer that question? What was it? I think it's coming to my mind. That clue was Blue's Clues.
Take that!
Now I
Nice.
understand. Everyone, can you look at this for a second?
What's that?
Girl, that's a booty hole!
I found this from Kyoka's body. It looks like a scrap piece of paper from the notepad Monokuma gave us.
It looks like the original plans for Danganronpa 1.
Stop. Kyoka was holding it tight in her hand. Would you like me to read what it says?
Wait, you're literate?
To... Man. To the laundry room at 6. There won't be any cameras. I'll be waiting.
Man, you're really illiterate.
It's all raggy and torn.
Take a closer look. Clearly mentions
That man.
in the parts that we can read.
Oh, I see. The laundry room.
I see.
Moreover, the words that really matter are still intact despite the missing parts. For the parts that are left, I think the full message was. So come to the laundry room at 6. There aren't any cameras there. I'll be waiting. Something like that.
Damn, he even got the dashes.
That was so sick, Tsurugi. You could play the note just from its parts.
It's called logic.
It's my speculation, so I can't assure that it's completely identical to the original sentence. But it should be the same overall.
Is it ripped because it works out?
That was so dumb.
I believe so.
I believe so. Maybe the culprit wasn't able to remove the whole paper from Miss Maki's hand due to rigor mortis.
Man, that paper's jacked.
By the way, anyone here not know what rigor mortis is?
I know what it is.
All right,
Yeah,
let's
it's
check
when
it.
the body
everybody-
stiffens after dying.
Everybody knows what rigor mortis is because we've all played Ace Attorney.
That means
Rigor mortis never mentioned in Ace Attorney?
in my fan
yes.
case it is.
in the great Ace Attorney 2. It's mentioned in the third case.
It's been a while since I've played that.
Kyoka got I know from someone and went to the laundry room and said anytime I know what's gonna happen. My drugs are running out. I mean, what?
Shoot, why would anyone use those kinds of cheap tricks?
Huh? Satsuki's on the part that says there aren't any cameras.
Perhaps it was intended to make the notes look like some sort of secret talk.
No, that's not what Satsuki meant! Are there really no cameras in the laundry room? There is.
Okay, so there is or there isn't?
Whoa! What a surprise! What a surprise! You can talk?
She can talk, she can talk, she can talk, I can sing!
Exactly.
Between the ventilator and the clothes line.
Sorry.
Yes, I saw it too. The culprit just wrote down meaningless nonsense as bait.
I'm gonna have so many clips that I'm gonna want to export and then save to my phone. There's too many.
I
There's too
believe
many,
it.
right? There's too
And
many.
I expect to see all of them. Hyoka, come out to play. Just why?
I apologize for the untimely interruption, but may I speak for a moment?
No.
Kinji, what is it?
Oh, I see. I'll see myself out then.
No, you can
Wait
speak!
just a second! You can't leave!
Hyoka was murdered in the laundry room,
Yes.
although we can now be certain about this statement. Is it not too early to conclude that a man could be the culprit as well?
No, it's not.
Huh?
Huh?
While it is possible for a man to commit murder in the laundry room and to carry the body to the restroom, recall the fact that Hyoka was not merely lying on the restroom floor.
Hey, I think I know
Okay,
someone who could
so
help
I
us with that.
So I guess that's what Mikako meant by the rope was not tied up from the inside, it was tied up from the outside.
Recall the fact that Hyoka was not merely lying on the restroom floor. Restroom. She was hanged by a
floor.
rope attached to the ceiling. Have we forgotten this already?
Ooh, what the fuck? What an expression. Oh, you're right! The murder could be done by somewhere else! But you have to head to the restroom to connect the rope to the ceiling!
So the culprit really is a girl then?
What? Are we back to where we started?
Seriously? Guys, you want to think that the culprit is a girl that bad?
No, but Kinji is not wrong. It's impossible to tie a rope to a pipe inside the restroom, unless you're inside as well.
That's what you think! See, the killer is one of the girls! Fucking always hated them girls.
Wow!
Wait, it's too early to make that conclusion. Can there be a way to hang
Yes.
the body from the outside?
Indeed.
I think so. Kinji is right. The killer cannot be a guy. If there's a way to refute that logic, I have to come up with that even if the chances are less than 1%. I like those odds. If it's less than 50% accurate, if it's less than 100% accurate, it's 50% accurate. This isn't a drill. A single mistake.
Sir, yes, sir!
If we put our heads together, we'll be able to find the answer.
No, put your head together.
No.
I love motion sickness!
My head's spinning, bro.
A way to hang the body from the outside?
World?
Is that really possible? The impossible is possible!
What if the culprit used a tool for it?
All you gotta do is make it so.
Maybe the culprit had a tall height?
He has to climb up the wall!
Like
Yeah, they were.
Spider-Man.
They were.
I want pictures of Spider-Man! Satsuki can do it too!
Hey, we're being serious here.
You actually have a lot of options. Fuck.
And notice how the statements are blue?
Yes.
Whoa! That's crazy!
Why are they blue?
Why are they not red? Let's think closely. There's still a possibility that a guy is the culprit. If the body could be hung without entering the restroom, that would prove the culprit could be a guy too. Don't struggle on your own. There's definitely something. Come to think of it, there was another object attached to it. Okay, I feel like that hint is a little too obvious, but...
So the hook, but like, what statement?
The tool. I agree with that.
I don't have any FFX.
That's it, Ayame. You can use a tool.
You mean like Peko Peko Yama? A tool?
Yes, we used Peko Peko Yama to hammer in the final few nails. We just picked her up and started pounding her repeatedly against them.
Whoa!
What? I almost forgot. The tool that was tied to the rope. Peko Peko Yama, I don't know what... Anyway, it's right here. Do you see it?
No, what is it? Huh? How did you see that? Looks like a hook to me.
Nah, that's the secret. Like, he can't see normally, but with that red eye, he can actually see perfectly now.
Apparently also has a headband now?
A hook? The rope had something like that?
Did it have a line and sinker too?
Huh.
Oh my god!
I'm starting to get impressed by the extent of your guys' stupidity. But Useless made a good point this time.
See, it's a compliment, but it's still barely a fucking compliment.
You're right. Looks like you got it correct.
I don't know how to...
Oh my god, sorry. So, what about the hook?
The culprit must have thrown this hook with the rope attached connected to the pipe on the ceiling. That way the rope is all set. Afterwards, they can tie the other end to Kyoko's neck and push her body inside. Would that be possible to do without actually entering the woman's restroom?
Yes, it is! This is our answer! This is our answer! This is... Hold on! Look how the rope is tied to the pole! It's been twined several times around the pipe! My bad.
Excuse me.
It's impossible to do with that heavy-looking hook on the pipe?
If you're strong enough, yeah, and if you have enough forearm strength, which... I mean, you're
You
a
mean
soccer
like
player,
Yume?
so...
Yeah, there's literally an obstacle for that on Viking.
Oh. Okay, so it's Mitch. I'm calling it officially now, it's Mitch.
Alright.
Oui, he's right. It's fastened by the hook, but the lower second on and drop the
I know, it's nearly impossible to tie a rope like that when there's a hook attached.
What the? You said it like it's possible.
That's why the culprit used another tool to secure the rope onto the pipe.
Another tool? Another
Another Peko Yama?
What is that another tool?
Peko Yama.
Seems like Mekaru is the only one who realized what it is.
Oh, come on.
Well, can you tell us, Mekaru?
Yes, but she won't.
Or are you going to be uncooperative again?
Like hell, I realized. I knew it from the very beginning. And if you're trying to sound me out, quit it. I already said that I have no plans to offer any help. Besides, it looks like Useless over there got a hold of it anyway.
What?
Why don't
No, we
you
didn't.
ask him?
We did not!
Me?
Yuki, can you tell us the answer?
She is fucking Byakuya. She's pushed the answer onto us.
Tell them, Yuki.
That's what I was gonna say.
Well,
Tell them, Maeda.
tell them, Maeda. Well, it's...
My balls.
Oh, you didn't? Sorry about that. I guess that question was too hard for your non-functional brain. Come on, Yuki, rise up to the challenge.
I won't forgive myself if I don't give...
Wait, oh my god, I'm still scratching.
I won't forgive myself if I don't give an answer after hearing that. In fact, I'm sure I can. I found that object during the investigation, didn't I? A tool other than the hook that was used to secure the rope from outside. That tool was... Let's see here.
More Pekko, the Pokemon.
A rubber?
Probably the ball, because it's sticky.
But how? How?
I don't know, I'll be honest. But considering that the yellow liquid is in the path of where the rope would be if you were to throw it, I'm gonna say the rubber ball.
Good job.
Good. One more thing, there was a key piece of evidence that could prove this tool's involvement in the crime. Yep.
What?
Nice.
I got it. I figured out the other tool used by the culprit.
Oh, my
It's
bad.
the rubber ball.
He's got a rubber ball. Rubber ball? What's a rubber ball?
Bro, you're a pilot. You're a pilot. You're a pilot. Okay.
Yeah, he's a pilot, not a ball player.
He should still...
Oh!
Okay, alright.
Mitch,
It's like a
okay, more
bouncy
proof it's
ball.
Mitch.
Have you ever played with them when you were young? It's like it's
Yeah, that's me.
It's full of some kind of viscous liquid that makes it bounce
Back up when it hits the floor.
Ooh, I know. I made some improvements to it and sold it overseas under the name Hyperball. Did I tell y'all that it's still selling great? Drive one home today.
How is it relevant to the case? You better tell us quick, Yuki, or I'm gonna punch you to the sun!
Okay, I figured out the way the rubber ball was used in the murder just now. After Tsurugi said the culprit used another tool to set the rope in place, I tried to relate the act of winding the rope with the circumstances of the murder. I think we can be certain about the culprit using a hook since we found one on the pipe. But as Mitch pointed out, it's impossible to wind the rope like that with a hook alone. Putting the hook after setting up the rope wasn't a choice either, because there's no way to get the rope around the pipe by itself. Besides, they'd have to step inside to attach the hook. That's why the culprit used a rubber ball. Before using the hook, the culprit tied the rope around the rubber ball. Then they threw it inside the restroom, between the pipe and the ceiling, to be more exact. That way, the ball would hit the wall and bounce back to where it started. That's incredibly clever. And also something that only, like, a few select people in this room can do.
Including, but not limited to, Mitch.
If you repeat this multiple times, you get the rope around the pipe with the ball returning to the entrance every time. All that's left is to remove the ball and tie a hook around it to throw in the pipe. But the culprit probably faced something that wasn't part of their plan here. The rubber ball burst because of the pressure from rebounding off the wall. It spilled its contents all over the wall and the floor, which is still left at the scene. This is how the culprit tied the rope without going inside the girl's restroom. The hook and the rubber ball were used to make it look like it was done from the inside.
Oh, so that must have been the stinky liquid on the wall.
well said, Yuki. I agree with you.
I agree with that!
Well, if our ultimate police officer says so, I guess he's right.
What, you don't want to believe the ultimate normie? Okay.
Everyone, did you notice something after getting to this point?
Notice what?
think closely. We were talking about the possibility of a man being the culprit. But don't you think it should be the opposite after going through all this?
Opposite. Wait. Yeah. Wait.
What does he mean? Wait, what does he
Wait.
mean?
Wait, hold on. Wait. My explanation involving the hook and the ball, it was to prove that it's possible for a guy to be the culprit. But if the opposite of that is true...
It means that it has to be a culprit. It has I just fucking did Ace Attorney Noobs! The victim is Jack Hammer! The culprit is a man, is what I tried to say. Because the woman would have had no... Because the woman... Okay, because if they did that setup, which is proven by the rubber...
Yes, a woman...
The girls had no reason to do that.
Because the whole point of putting the body in the woman's restroom is to make it look like a girl did it. So, why would a girl do that? That makes no sense.
And obviously it's not Monokuma. Honestly, I want to choose Monokuma.
I kind of want to say it's Monokuma, but I don't know if that's gonna hit my. I don't know if it's gonna hit my heart or if it's gonna hit the focus.
Say it. Just say it. Say it.
I can.
Fuck.
Wait, can I?
Could save settings.
Yep.
I'm not sure if that does anything, but you know.
I don't want to take.
Wait, guys. Does doing this lose focus or health?
Yes, let's
Probably
consult.
health.
Probably health. So I don't think that's a good idea.
Sorry.
As funny as it would be.
Got it!
That's right. We were going in the opposite direction ever since.
Opposite direction? What are you talking about?
Instead of one direction, it's two direction.
Damn it! I was gonna make the same joke. Fuck you.
Wait, really?
Yes, I was gonna say the off-brand version of One Direction. That's what I was gonna say, and you stole my joke. We thought that the culprit was a girl, so we thought of a way to hang Kyoka from outside the restroom based on the assumption, what if a guy could be the culprit as well? Turns out that wasn't the case. It's very unlikely that the culprit is among the girls. The killer is definitely a man.
Wow, it wasn't me.
Hey! Hey!
Yeah? Uh-huh. Yep.
Why is it something like that?
I don't know.
Think about what we just went through. The culprit undoubtedly used the hook and the rubber ball to connect the rope to the ceiling. Now, suppose the culprit was a woman. Would there be a reason for her to use such complicated measures when she could have simply stepped inside and tied the rope directly?
That makes sense. It looks like the culprit had to do it without going inside the restroom.
Furthermore, even if the culprit was a woman and had to use the hook or rubber ball for some reason, they would have been able to clean the stain on the wall afterwards.
Right. As I mentioned before, the culprit probably didn't expect the rubber ball to burst. To clean the liquid off the wall, they needed to get inside the restroom.
But they couldn't. Because guys can't enter the girls' restroom.
I can't say with absolute certainty, but it's the most reasonable explanation we can think of. There would be no reason for the culprit to intentionally leave traces in the murder scene. I mean, the liquid stain on the wall was a big hint for figuring out how the ball was used by the culprit.
Ha!
Gotcha!
That automatically gives us girls an alibi, right? Plus, even better, Yuki, Teruya, Haruhiko, Mitsuhiro, Tsurugi, Kinji, and Kakeru. We know one of them's gotta be it.
Well, it can't be Kakeru. That much is... We know that. Hold it! What if the culprit was a woman and tried to... Yeah, that's what I was like. It's not impossible. It's just unlikely.
Yeah.
But like...
The
culprit was a woman and tried to make us think this way all along.
It just doesn't make sense to go that far for a double bluff.
I highly doubt it. The reason the culprit hanged Kyoka in the first place was to make us think that a woman did it.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. So it had nothing to do with disguising it as a suicide from the start!
Indeed, everything was to lead us to thinking that a woman is the culprit. In other words, the culprit wanted us to think that way.
So they wouldn't become a suspect. Not because the culprit himself is a man! Everything's connected now!
There you go. I found it strange to find the rope on Miss Maki's neck being too loose. In retrospect, I see that it was the case because the culprit didn't intend to make it look like a suicide at all. I can't believe it took you this long for you to reach that point.
Oh my god.
What's up with you talking like you already knew all this stuff? Because I already knew?
Because I'm
Did
an
you
accomplice.
did you watch it happen? Did you watch it happen, Ray? Ray, did you watch it happen?
I wouldn't doubt it.
What? I already have everything worked out. Who the culprit is, why they killed, anything you could possibly think of.
Guys, I'm sitting in my chair to emulate the NSC starting in this game. I'm getting dizzy. Just like Satsuki's eyes that are currently swollen right now.
Oh, don't do that.
Hold on, I'm gonna try to do her line while spinning to make it sound weird.
Oh man.
Oh boy.
What? You just stood there in silence while you had all the answers?
How many times will I have to repeat
Except
this?
you do!
I have absolutely no reason to help you out.
You fucking
You're
dummy!
gonna
You idiot!
die.
You have every reason to! You're gonna die!
Noah's trying his hardest not to crash out, and Ray just keeps making it harder.
Mekaru? Mekaru? This
Mekaru!
isn't a competition! If you don't share what you know
Mekaru!
and we end up voting for the wrong person, you're going to die too!
Of course I'll share my knowledge when it gets to that. But even without me, you still have Tsurugi Kinjo over there to help you.
Okay, alright.
And useless, you're getting pretty close to the truth too. I was actually surprised. Perhaps you weren't
wow!
completely useless after all, monkey.
Oh! Wow! Monkey!
My name's not even Money!
Nor is it Goku.
She's real smug. Oh, she's always been like that. We should ignore what she says and moving on.
Let it go, move on.
Sure. I believe we left off from saying the culprit is a man.
That man.
Ha! I wonder who it is.
Wow, she must be really excited by the tables turning. Although we now know that the killer is among the men. We still need to specify one person out of 7. Is there any kind of clue to narrow down the list?
Yes. Just don't ask what.
Well, if Miss Mekaru was able to work out the culprit's identity, there must be a clue pointing to the killer somewhere.
Problem is, we don't know what the clue is!
Tsurugi, a little help here? Like, something that can nail the killer?
I do have something in mind, but you shouldn't rely
Alright, raise your hand if you did it!
All of you should figure out the case for yourself and understand the reason behind our final verdict.
Kyoka.
Wow, okay, alright.
Where did this come from?
Hey, y'all. Any ideas about the culprit? Well, nothing in particular, I suppose.
You're almost there. I know that the culprit is one of the guys.
Just to remind y'all, it's not me.
That reaction is making you look even more suspicious.
Just like you from a while ago.
Fuck you!
What'd you just say?
How dare you! I'm gonna like cancel you on Twitter.
Texas is dumb. Ah, I'm sorry.
No, you're not. What's the out of character, Kizuna?
Since most of you seem to be having trouble with this, let me suggest going around. How about we all think of something first?
Such as?
Don't you want to know why Kyoka died? Why Kyoka had to die?
Had to die? Of course we do! It was always still full of the spirit of justice, and a nice friend to us. She didn't deserve to die.
Speak closer to your microphone.
Yeah, your voice was very, very faint that time.
To begin with, 2 people were indirectly involved in Kyoka's death.
I'm fading away.
2 people? Are you implying that there are 2 culprits?
No, I'm not saying that those 2 took part in the murder, but they heavily influenced the events leading up to Kyoka's death. The point is, Kyoka died as a result of someone's mistake and the culprit's misjudgment that stemmed from it.
What? What? Hold on, I'm trying to comprehend that. The culprit's mistake and the... Wait, no, someone's mistake and the culprit's misjudgment?
I need the help of a certain someone to explain this. You
Tell
can
them,
me out.
Tell them, Maeda.
Me? Do you remember the
I'm just-
conversation we had in the hallway? The one over the nameplates. Oh, you mean that one?
Oh! Oh!
Yeah, you told me you know who caused that change to the nameplates. I don't have knowledge regarding this matter, so I'd like for you to provide us the context.
Hello? I've got 0 ideas on what the 2 of you are talking about.
Wait, but that
Oh,
makes no
no.
sense.
I don't know what the culprit's misjudgment would be, though.
Yeah, wouldn't that just mean they sent the letter to the wrong person?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what it
Then
would
how
mean.
did she die? What? Unless
She-
they...
She
What?
thought it was for her. She thought it was for her, so she showed up. The killer shows up, and the killer does their job.
It was for Tsurugi!
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's what
The
that's what I
killer-
thought when we first saw... That's what I thought when we first mentioned the nameplates, but I was like, why would they...
Yeah.
I don't remember why I dismissed it, but like, it was a dumb reason.
Tsurugi got real fucking lucky. Okay, I'll explain it to everyone.
And-
Yesterday, while all of us were in shock after Monokuma showing us the motive, there was a minor incident that happened. The people who know about that incident are me, Haru, Satsuki, and finally Kyoka.
Huh? Huh?
My guy, he mentioned the nameplates. It should be pretty obvious. They don't look like they know it, though. I'm surrounded by idiots.
Haru, Satsuki, did you forget what happened before nighttime yesterday? With the nameplates?
Oh, that?
Oh, you mean Haru's triple spin?
Yeah. Would you mind explaining to us what happened back then? I think there's something you didn't know about it. I'll tell you when we get there.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Wait, what? Huh? It was
I was expecting like a discussion, not a debate. Oh God.
Oh, jeez. How do I actually look at the truth bullets, though?
No. I know what Teruya. I don't
Last
remember what
night,
Kanata's
Satsuki
voice.
and Kyoko were hanging out together.
I'll say at the
on
end.
the boat. Then I accidentally fell down and broke the nameplates.
Haru's account was stuff at the antiques room.
No, that was
No,
Teruya's.
Yeah, Teruya. And Haru's was the one about swapping the
When I was freaking out over dangerous school property, Monokuma showed up and said that he won't punish me since it was an accident, and left me with a new set of nameplates.
He told Haru to put the nameplates back where they belong. Haru put them back at the right place, and the rest of us went to bed.
Okay, alright.
So
It probably is Haru's account.
Yeah. The only people who knew the incident were me, Haru, Satsuki, and Kyoko. During the investigation, I heard from Tsurugi.
That was the last statement.
I'm trying.
Actually, maybe make sure you're on the right. Make sure you're on the right bullet first.
Yeah. Haru's account.
Press what?
Ah!
By the way, y'all said you were
Wait at this
expecting
point.
y'all said you were expecting a discussion. No, can't have the NPCs do the work. The player characters got to be involved with everything.
Yeah.
Not if it's not a game.
No, Satsuki.
No, what's wrong?
There's something wrong with what you just said.
Yo? What's wrong?
Although Haru did put the nameplates back, he didn't know that he made a mistake while doing so.
Yuki, that's...
I told you that in confidence.
He forgot where the two nameplates originally were, so he put the new ones in the wrong place.
What? You forgot about something that was right in front of him seconds ago?
Oh,
What
he
a
went to the restroom
loser.
before putting them back, so I think he got confused somewhere in the middle.
Huh. Okay, I get how much of an idiot Haruhiko is. How is that related to Kyoko's murder?
That would be because the two
I mean,
nameplates
that's
Haruhiko
pretty
had to replace belonged to Tsurugi Kinjo and Kyoka Maki. Right, Yuki?
Yeah, right. Kyoka's room was next to mine, and Tsurugi's was next to hers. But because Haru thought the other way around, the nameplates on their doors were switched.
Mr. Kobashikawa, was it your intent to do so?
Anyway, Haru, shouldn't you already know? We talked about the nameplates being switched while we were investigating.
Well, I did, but... I just wanted to avoid unnecessary suspicion.
Wait, suspicion? Let's tell you to call back Haruhiko.
No, I'm not. I swear. This is exactly why I didn't say it.
How would you think you're sus? It's just a couple of nameplates, bro. I don't think they're that much related to Kyoko's death anyway.
Yes, they are related. Much related, in fact.
Ah! Now would you care to explain what that means to us? Yes, tell them, Maeda.
I said earlier that two people were connected to the murder. One of them is Haruhiko for switching the nameplates, and the other person is... me.
Huh?
You
Mr. Kinjo, you have an indirect connection with the murder of Miss Maki? May I ask you to elaborate on that?
Pray forgive the discourtesy.
It's true. Let's see, where should I start? How about we all get a grasp of the culprit's intention first? If things went as the culprit originally planned, the person to have a portrait here would have been... me.
Statement sounds somewhat far-fetched. How come you were to die instead of Kyoka?
Far-fetched.
Do you remember the torn note that Yuki read to us a while ago? I was able to comprehend what the culprit was aiming for after seeing that note. Kyoka got that note from the culprit and headed to the laundry room at the designated time. There, she was assaulted and murdered by the culprit. Everyone's clear on this, right? Then let me ask, how do you think Kyoka got the note?
Oh, she got the note? Maybe one of us casually handed it over to her. Kyoka wouldn't have known that the person who gave the note would come back after her back then.
From whom? Where? How? Did any of you ever see Kyoka getting a note from someone?
No. Besides, there wasn't any time for that. After we got out of the audio-visuals room, Kyoka stayed with me and Satsuki until she went into her room for the night.
Wait! Kyoka has a time note between 10 p.m. last night and her time at death at just 6 a.m. this morning?
Right. Kyoka went inside her room as soon as it became nighttime. She couldn't have gotten the note while talking face-to-face with anyone. And that leaves us with only one possibility. She got the note while she was inside her room.
But you can't go into someone else's room unless you got the key, or the owner's permission.
Yes, but there is a way to give her the note without opening the door.
What? That'd be like magic. Really? How? So she was truthfully right.
Way to slip the note inside the room without opening the door being seen by the owner. That should be pretty simple. Something that any clever kid could think of. Just think about it. If I stay calm and brainstorming, it will come to my mind. Oh God! Oh shit! All right.
Yep.
I think we've been I've been dreading this.
Yeah, this is like whatever. Depending on what happens, this is where I may need to start pulling up the walkthroughs.
Oh God. Alright. Kind of left in the narrator's voice. In a hangman's gambit, you must put together pieces of evidence that flashes by your mind. The port of the screen will show pulse of your target's water face with spaces in between. Only players would go into the blank space and shoot them to place them in their position. Time to break the fourth wall. You can only look for that guide right now. The letters will read around randomly across the screen. If there are multiple blank spaces, you must fill in the leftmost space first. Fuck! Your focus gauge will take more damage if you fill the wrong letter. If your focus gauge is fully depleted, your input gauge will take damage instead. Once you choose a correct letter for every blank space, the code will be complete and available to minigame. I hope you enjoy torture! Hangman's Gambit.
Actually, if this is where I think it's from, yeah.
Ass? Wait, that's not ass. That's P?
P? P-A-G?
I swear I forgot. Wait, what are we looking
Gap?
for again?
Like a gap in the door?
Do we
Yeah.
click it?
How do I shoot it, though? There we go. Oh, no, okay, so the minigame is just completely fine.
I hope so, because like I don't know what it's going to look like for Chapter 2 and onward, though.
Oh my god. Is it our first 100? Yeah!
That's it, the gap. Even when the door is fully closed, there's a gap between the bottom of the door and the threshold. That's large enough to slip a note through.
Not exactly.
So after nighttime, the culprit left the note inside Miss Maki's room through that gap?
Right. There would be no one out in the hallway after nighttime and Kyoka would still be awake. Adding a message like, don't exit your room to keep Monokuma from noticing would have easily dealt with the chance of Kyoka seeing the note coming in and opening the door. That way, the Cinder won't have to reveal himself while still getting the message across. This inequality of information between the culprit and Kyoka made her more vulnerable to the deception.
You know, it was pretty bold of him to do that. But what if Kyoka didn't show up, or brought other people with her?
The note probably requested her to come alone to prevent such occurrences, likely coupled with a reason she won't be able to ignore. From the fact that it mentioned the absence of cameras, it must have been something Monokuma shouldn't know about. A way out, for instance. Would any of you refuse to go if someone offers to tell you a way to escape?
Well, I'd...
No, you wouldn't.
Go, yes.
True. I would have gone as well.
Damn, y'all would have all the easy victims. I mean,
The culprit sneaked the note into a room.
still not
I get that, but how exactly is it you and Haru's fault?
It's not Tsurugi's fault.
Most people here didn't know about Haruhiko switching their nameplates until it was said in the trial or noticed it after the murder occurred. Which means, at the time of the murder, the culprit was unaware of the fact either.
No!
Which would rule out Haru as a suspect. I see. For that reason, you considered yourself and Haruhiko to be at fault.
It wasn't his fault, though. It was mostly Haruhiko. Aww.
For those of you who haven't got it yet, we're saying that the culprit killed Kyoka because of a confusion.
Confusion?
Confusion? What? Sometimes that's what Tsurugi said earlier!
Right, I think I know it now. The indirect influence Haru had over Kyoka's death. Haru switched the nameplates by mistake, and the culprit slipped a note inside the room without knowing they were switched. Then the culprit's intended target was...
Me!
That's right, the culprit never intended to murder Kyoka. The real person he wanted to kill was Tsurugi.
That makes sense. The killer saw Tsurugi's nameplate on the door and left a note there, but the room was actually Kyoka's.
Does that mean Tsurugi would have died if Haruhiko didn't switch the nameplates?
Well, no, I don't think so, because I don't think Tsurugi would have fallen for that. So...
I mean, he said himself the wouldn't fall though.
Well, yeah, he did say that, but I feel like he's more level-headed than the rest of the people here, so...
Also, keep in mind, he's a police officer, so he'd probably be very on guard regardless.
Especially if they specified coming alone.
Yes, that's why I said Haruhiko and I indirectly caused Kyoka's death.
Kyoka! It's all because I was an idiot. It's all because I was dumb enough to mix up those stupid nameplates.
Honestly, rather.
Calm down, Haruhiko. It's not your fault. Even if you put the nameplates correctly, Tsurugi would have been in danger.
I'm a policeman. It's my duty to ensure everyone's safety. Yet I was careless enough to let Kyoka die. I should have died rather than failing in my duty like this.
What? Brother?
Please don't say that. Every person's life must be treated with extreme regard.
That is why I cannot forgive the culprit.
Not
that murderers ever deserve forgiveness, but him killing one of our close friends was absolutely unforgivable!
My power's
rising! I was going too.
What?
How am I supposed to take that one of us is that cruel, cold-blooded killer?
So?
What do you mean by so?
I mean, so.
Can't you think? Now's the time to say it.
What? You don't even...
You know the identity of the culprit.
I'm fairly sure it's Mitch, but I feel like we should still go by one.
Yeah.
The culprit...
Didn't you solve everything you need to? The fact that the culprit is a man, the way he hanged the body without entering the restroom, how and why he called Kyoka Maki and killed her. Isn't the culprit fairly obvious at this
It could
point?
still be like half of us.
Not really, because keep in mind, Tsurugi was the intended target. Haru, the killer had to be unaware of the switched nameplates, so Haru's out. And Kakeru had an alibi.
Oh yeah, but it's still half of it. It's still like 4 of them.
Well, we did figure out most of the major details. I don't believe we ever brought up that matter before.
Clearly he's the mastermind and we just didn't see the murder happen.
Jeez. You guys still don't know.
We'll pull out some sort of alter ego. I was the one that killed her!
How long are you going to make me wait here? I think my legs are starting to hurt.
Oh,
Girl.
wah. I'm a baby. I don't want to stand in there. That's what you sound like.
You gonna attack them?
How about you say it yourself if you know so much? Why should I? There's people like Tsurugi Kinjo out there anyway.
Tsurugi. Do you know who the culprit is?
Yes, I do. Actually, I already know who it was well before the trial started.
You did have
Woohoo!
it.
That's our ultimate police!
But what I thought back then was more like an educated guess. Now that I went through these discussions in the trial, I'm confident with what I've got.
Let's give it everything we've got!
Not yet.
And that's epic. How'd you know? I still don't have a clue.
Also,
I'll try to make it easy for everyone to understand. So let's go back to when we were talking about the hook and the rubber ball. You all know how the culprit used them, right?
of course! The culprit tied a rope to the rubber pole and sent it around the pipe a few times and threw a hook on onto the secure all was to make it seem like it was done from the inside.
The rubber ball was a decisive factor in my deduction of the culprit. Do you remember Yuki explaining earlier that the rubber ball burst because it couldn't overcome the pressure? It was probably due to the accumulated damage from the repeated collisions with the wall. Here's the question. How much pressure do you think is needed to pop a rubber ball?
Well, really kind the kind you're talking about, but probably a lot.
Yep, I'll tell you something that pops too easily. I'll tell you something that pops too easily will be worthless as a bouncy ball.
Right.
Not like the hyper ball, though. I want today.
Normal levels of pressure can't leave a single scratch on it, much less make it burst. But the rubber ball still burst, just by bouncing a few times off the wall.
That's kinda strange. Was the rubber ball old?
When I saw the rubber ball, it was still glossy and shining over despite its condition. I dare say it was brand new.
I'm not done yet, though I didn't place emphasis on this earlier. Think about it. Would it be easy to make a ball go over the pipe, through the little space between it and the ceiling, bounce off the wall and roll back towards the entrance? Especially when the culprit couldn't afford to fail even once because he was a man.
I believe it would be a challenge.
Yeah.
Are you asking for a challenge?
Like, yeah, if you fuck that up with the ball and it gets stuck in the restroom, you're screwed.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you could pull on the rope to get it back, but most likely, yeah.
I don't possess the skills for it in the first place, but even if I did, I won't be able to do it because of the pressure.
Fully agreed, but the culprit chose to take that challenge and succeeded nonetheless. That wasn't just a matter of guts. He had the confidence and ability to assure his success.
In short, the culprit has the ability to throw a ball exactly where he wants to.
Man, I wonder who that could be.
It's more than the accuracy. Not only did the culprit have precise control over where to land the ball, but also the strength to burst it open.
But I don't think anyone out of the guys look like they have that much strength and accuracy.
That's such an Ace Attorney argument.
Judging by his muscles, maybe Kakeru does.
What?
Didn't
My
even tell
guy.
that one.
My guy, come on.
That looks pretty bad for you. I don't know why you would say that.
With my daily muscle training, it would certainly be possible for me to burst a rubber ball with my pure, raw strength. However, just to be clear,
Objection!
I cannot be the culprit! I can't even score a goal right below the basket!
And how does the killer pull off those tricks?
Was he secret? You're like slapping me in the face. Was he secretly the ultimate soccer player? Wait a second.
No, I think you guys are missing something. I said the culprit made the rubber ball go over the pipe, not through it.
Huh? How can you make the ball go over the pipe without throwing it? Wait. I think
You think?
there is a way.
She thinks!
How do you even do that? Superpowers?
I'm
Well, technically, yes.
Superman.
No. You could kick it with your foot.
Oh!
Well,
I didn't consider that.
that makes it pretty clear.
Oh.
Right. Rubber balls are small enough to hold with one hand, so it's naturally thinking that the culprit threw it.
Huh? Hold on a sec. Kicking it with your foot?
I knew I had the answer when I reached that point. It seems like one of you got there too.
If what I'm thinking is right, the culprit is... But why? Why did he...
I'm still not getting it. Who was it? Can somebody just tell me the answer?
Yuki, you know who it is, right?
Huh?
Looking at your facial expression, I got the feeling that you finally reached the truth. You helped me out a lot with the hook in the nameplate, so how about you say it for us? The mastermind behind all of this. Kyoka's murderer.
Yuki.
Tsurugi's right. I know the culprit. I really did figure it out. There's only one person who could have done everything we talked about before. I want to convince myself that I'm wrong, but this is something I have to do. I must do this.
For the sake of hope! One past them.
Maybe I press the button.
You do it!
Maybe
Just do
press
it!
the button.
Do it!
Press the button. No.
Do it! Do it!
The person that came up with this plan to murder Kyoka. Mitch. It was you, right?
What? Suspended? Huh?
Suspended? Wait, suspended? Excuse me?
That's halfway. Are we halfway through? You're kidding, right? I mean,
You want me to tell you or no?
I would like to know how long we have left.
Hang on. Let's see. The playthrough has like, oh jeez, but like the actual trial part, it's not that much longer. At least for the trial part. Post-trial still adds a fair bit, though.
How much total?
How long is it, though?
Give me a second.
Probably an hour.
I can deal with that.
Let's see. Hang on. We're looking at like an hour and 25 minutes.
I mean, I can personally do it.
Yeah, I can too.
Alright.
I'm multitasking, I'm getting stuff done, so it makes no difference to me.
I mean,
Special thanks to these YouTube members: Emerald Crows, Clep39,